Hello everyone, you are listening to ZEN The Podcast with me, Sirg.
And me, Zenobia.
And today is a special day.
It is.
Yes, I hope you are having a wonderful day. And why is it a special day, Zenobia?
Well, it's a special day because we're going to have some guests on the show. And we're going to be talking about something that, is very important and applies to one of us here. It used to apply to both of us, but then it applies to one.
The T. But we're going to be talking about bisexuality.
Ooh.
Yes.
So let me introduce the mini topic for today, which is experiencing online dating.
Mm-hmm.
And then the main topic is bisexual stereotypes.
Yes. So stay tuned after this. Welcome back. You're listening to ZEN The Podcast, and today is a special day because we're talking about bisexuality.
Ooh.
Yes, and we have a few guests with us today. First guest is Brian.
Yes, hi, how's it going?
Yes. Our second guest is DJ.
What's up, guys?
Yeah. So you guys want to introduce yourselves?
You want to go first?
I'm DJ. I'm DJ. I'm 21. Of course, I go to Bowie State. I'm a senior, so I'm about to graduate.
Yes.
Aww.
Get out of here.
I'm dying. Please help me. I'm bisexual.
All right. And what's your major?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a business management major.
Okay.
All right.
Brian?
Brian just turned 26 in September.
Okay.
I am a senior marketing major focused in advertising.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm bisexual. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of a little bit. That's actually right, the topic. That's why I'm here.
Yes. 3 bi guys. I'm also bisexual, so get in it. And I wish we had a girl here, but we'll have a girl next time.
I mean, I guess I used to identify as bisexual.
We do kind of have a girl here.
Used to be bi.
But yeah, then I realized.
You got a clue.
But yeah, so our first topic of the day is experiencing online dating. And more specifically as a bisexual. So, I mean,
don't look at me because I'm not.
Well, I mean, me personally, I'm more complicated because I tend to side more with the men. So when I go on Tinder, I'm on Tinder. My mom's like, I know that boy not on Tinder. Yeah, I'm on Tinder, and I only go for the guys, but I am open to being with girls as well. But it's more, I'm gonna side with the guys more. How about you, Brian?
My experiences have been at parties.
Okay.
So it's usually like for me a party thing, kind of like a get together. A lot of drinking, and it's well, you're cute, I'm cute, and you're cute as well.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and fool around. So it usually falls like that.
Okay.
What's kind of difficult is the online thing, because immediately I'm approached as the gay guy when I do like both, and I experience both. So that's difficult for me on the online part.
Now, when you say you're considered as the gay guy, what do you mean by that? By like women when they find out that you're bi?
No, it's usually being approached by guys, because in my experience, I'm not gonna talk about everyone else's, but in my experience, it is and this is probably what you went through. It's you really don't know what you want, so let me go ahead and point you in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what you really should be doing. But I'm comfortable with doing both. That's just me.
How about you, DJ?
Shit.
Online dating.
I agree with him. Like a lot of it is. Like when you're approached, it's kind of seen, especially so if you're like on a gay dating app or something, then
you have to be.
As
you have to be gay.
So like, and also like I've been in situations and stuff where I've been approached and guys didn't want to talk to me because I am bi. Like that was a more serious thing, but they're like, oh no, I don't like bi guys. Y'all can't make up your mind. La la la.
Confused. Yeah. Shit. You need to pick a choice.
Right. Yeah. So it's weird. It just depends, and like girls are the same way most of the time. So it just depends on finding like the right person. Some people like really don't understand like bisexuality. Like,
the girls have been cool though. Like for in my thing, the girls have been cool because I've been meeting girls at like parties, so automatically they are already down. They're cool. Now as far as like meeting up, like linking up and saying, hey, let's go on a date, I haven't done that.
Okay.
I haven't done that.
You would say girls are more easier to talk to than guys when it comes to your bisexuality, like expressing your bisexuality to them?
For me, girls, once I tell them, then, like I said again, this is my personal experience. Yeah. But I can't speak for everyone else. But for me, in my experience, once I tell girls, then I am the gay friend.
Oh,
exactly.
Oh, wow.
That's what
I'm the gay friend.
Even like on social media. Are you on any dating sites?
I did Tinder. You know what I'm saying? Like just like the basic.
Okay,
stuff,
so when you come out to girls on Tinder, do they just categorize you as their gay friend?
It's like okay, and then even when we hang out, they're not really trying to hook up.
Right. They're like, oh yeah,
hey, let's go shopping.
Like the stereotypical gay.
Absolutely, that's nuts. And like I said, with like the guys, it's more of like okay, you're bisexual for now.
Oh wow.
That's
a temporary thing. Yeah. Zen. I mean, I don't want to put your business out there. But, I mean, you used to be bi, so you can relate a little bit.
Yeah.
Feel it.
I think it's different for females because, like, if a woman identifies as bisexual, then she's seen as, like, the object of desire. Like,
yeah, fantasy.
Yeah, people be like, oh, well, I always want me a chick who can go both ways and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, but you don't really, like, see bi women as, like, in their entirety. Like, you only want to see the sexual desire part, but you don't want to accept them, like, as a person. And then if you were in a situation like me, when I identified as bisexual, where I felt more attracted to women and I wanted to date women and I did not really have, like, a desire to be with men, then they'll be like, no, you just haven't met the right, like,
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, but I mean, that's before, like, I realized I was a lesbian. That's what I would experience the most. Like, a bunch of dudes sliding into my DMs talking about, oh, you're bi, that's hot, that's a turn on, let's have a threesome. I'm like, oh my gosh, leave me alone.
In dating sites, would you put bi on your profile? Not profile, it's like description? Yeah. Okay, some guys wouldn't do that just to, like, because some people would void away from the word bi if they see that in your description, so people sometimes, like, not have it there at all.
So I don't.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't. And it's for that reason as well, because I see that now if I just pick gay or just nothing, it's a couple of hits. You know what I'm saying? Now people are hitting me up. But when it was bi, I was just like, oh, you're the stepchild. Like,
you get half of those people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
I totally get that.
You never think about both? You never care about both?
I mean, there has always been this underlying thing in the back of my mind that's like, what if I'm dating a girl and she wants to have... I already told Sergio about this.
Yeah, this was in our third episode.
But if she wants to have a threesome with a guy, and I was like, I'd be open to it. Like, I probably wouldn't have, like, a certain type of sex with him, but I wouldn't let him, like, penetrate me, but I wouldn't be opposed to it if that's what my girl wants. Like, how am I gonna deny her that? She wants that. And I would assume that we love each other and we're comfortable enough with our sexualities to, like, engage in something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can look at a guy and be like, oh, he's attractive. But really, I'm only like turned on, I guess, by fictional men or like animated men, like Jon Snow, Tuxedo Mask. I'm not even gonna lie, like those fake men, they look good. Like, but other than that, like I haven't really like heavily thought about like being with the opposite sex or gender. It just
I get that.
See, I'm different because I've only now it's been years now. Only with couples.
Oh right, okay.
You know, so okay. I lean more towards threesomes.
Okay.
And the couples and we're still friends, we're still cool, and everyone knows each other. But it's a better situation because everyone's comfortable, everyone already knows what they want, and everything's cool. Instead of me trying to like find the guy and the girl and try to put them together and hopefully make this thing work. It's just complicated and then it's dramatic sometimes.
Now, how do you find couples? Is it on social media sites or in parties, you say? Like you
clubs, bars and parties, they usually come together like, you know. They pick us out. Like they pick us out. Like they see you, and then it's like
they sound like a little.
No, like it's like a couple, and like.
Here are your options.
Right, like a buffet, Yeah, absolutely. That's legit what it is. But it's been really simple and like less dramatic, and I love it. I love the whole threesome thing.
You know, that reminds me of American Horror Story Hotel.
You gotta talk to him because I haven't been keeping up with that.
I'm a
Lady Gaga, her man seeking out. Yeah.
But it's like normal though.
Yeah.
And like in my world, like I said, I can't speak for everyone else, but in my world, that's normal for us to just couples because they already know what they want.
Yeah. And it's a guy and girl, so it's much easier. It's easy right there.
It's usually the boyfriend that's like, oh, I'm curious.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
It's not the girl?
That's actually interesting because I didn't.
Because I found that so rare.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's the female like saying, hey, I wouldn't mind two guys, and then she has to say, okay, well, this might happen. And then I say, okay, this might happen as well. I'm gonna touch you. And then he's like, well, I can go for that. You know, like that's cool. You know.
Have you ever been in like situations where they didn't? Wasn't that like?
I've been in two situations where
the guy was like, no,
it was
don't
going.
Touch me.
It was going for it. Well, no. It was a thing of she was so into it that he didn't like for his girlfriend to be.
That's.
Oh,
see,
man.
like, that's why I'm surprised because like I've been in situations and they weren't totally opposed to a threesome. But they were all like, I got it. Well, honestly, one I'm talking about was gonna be two guys, but he didn't want to. I'm sorry.
I got it.
He didn't want to get attached. He was like, no, I'm gonna be mad because if he started acting different or if he enjoying it too much. No, we're just talking and we're talking about having a threesome and finding another person. So we're looking for a third, but he's just like, I don't know, because I like he would have to choose because. If I chose someone, he was like, no, if they enjoy it too much or if you paying too much attention to them, I'd be jealous and blah, blah, blah.
That's
so, like, that reaction, like, how he was, what you said, like, how the guy said she was enjoying it too much, so he got uncomfortable, basically that. So, it was just, every time, like, even the threesomes I've had, the third, like, I saw that point happen where I realized, like, they were feeling uncomfortable because I was paying, so I had to, but, I mean,
it comes down to comfortability and having and trusting each other.
Yeah, that's like you really gotta be open. Like when you're saying like they already know what they want, it's good because that means you found a couple who are like open to transparency and they're clear about. So I get that.
Right. So, I've known them for a while now, so it's like if they happen to get into that mood or if they're going to a party or something like that, New Year's or whatever.
Oh, that's the time.
We all know.
So you on call? Okay. Several things like
we ready to discuss stuff.
They always come back.
It's cool, you know what I'm saying? But it's all good times. It's cool. But like it's so much easier though. It's so much easier with couples.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I understand because you don't have to worry about matching. They're already matched.
I get that. But any other last words on experiencing online dating as a bisexual?
It sucks.
Okay.
Oh, unless you see that picture where it's like both of them together. For me,
like I said, the bisexual stigmatisms. So it's like with females, it's kind of different when a guy's bisexual because it's more like what demasculating. So that I feel like the girl sees you differently. So we always end up being that gay best friend instead of seeing as an actual. I don't know, say contender or whatever you call it.
Boyfriend.
Yeah, I know exactly.
So that's why it kind of is easier with guys because they're more accepting and they're just like whatever. Even if they're like, well, you're really gay, it's just like whatever, nigga.
I will cut that out,
So it's just it just you go with the flow. I like to keep it. I put bi. You said you didn't put bi in your stuff. I put it in there because. I don't want it to come out and then it's all that weird shit. So from the jump.
Yeah. you know what you're getting into.
Right. So it's just like leave it at that.
I get that.
It's different with races too though.
I was about to ask, does race definitely play a part in how you're perceived, especially if you're not looking for a partner of a different race, but does that affect how you're approached online?
Yeah, but I've only done you saying us black and then white. But white couples are cool.
I bet they just want.
Oh wow.
It's cool as shit.
Wow.
And if I ever in the times that I've done things, I'm saying with with black people, it's usually been they've been really, really, really older than me. So they've kind of experienced. Yeah, they're experienced and they're this is what we're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? On the low or whatever. They're more on the low. The couples I've met are white people. I live in College Park. So those couples are more
Are they younger?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're younger. They're college students.
Wow. Okay.
Some of them are even friends. A girl has a best friend who's a guy, then he might be gay or whatever, or he's just a little bit undecided, a little bit confused. He doesn't really know yet. So he just wants to experience, and then we're all right, let's just hang out.
We'll be back after the break.
And we are back. You are listening to ZEN The Podcast with me, Zenobia.
And me, Sirg. And we are with our guest DJ and Brian.
Hey, y'all.
Yes, the bi guys are here. Hey, we should do a show.
Bye, guys.
So, before we get into our main topic, we're going to talk about coming out, because coming out as a bisexual is very, very interesting. And who wants to start first?
I will start first because yours is yours is something else.
I guess DJ will go last then.
Sure.
From what I hear.
Well, I have two, so it doesn't matter. I have to come out to both my parents. Go ahead.
I have not came out to any of my parents.
Okay.
But that is because I've never been in a situation where I had to really say anything. I've never brought home someone to meet my parents.
Okay.
And no one in my family has ever asked. So coming out is something that I've done with my friends, but family wise, no one's ever asked me. So should I even say anything?
It just depends until you find a guy.
See, right. So once I get into that relationship, that's okay. Now it's time.
Yeah. You don't want to bring a guy what's going on?
Right.
Oh, he's your friend? Oh.
Right.
But
I don't want to wait too long. Then they're going to be hella surprised.
But is this...
No, you're right.
But for years, you...
What? Years?
That's basically what happened with that.
What was I going to say? But you come out whenever you want to. And for me, I came out to my mom... Not my mom. I came out to my mom's family. I came out to some people my father's side, came out to some people in my brother's side, but the people in my father's side, I hope they're not listening because they're like, oh, he's bi now. Oh, wow.
I was just thinking.
It's kind of like a convenience thing. If I feel like it, I might, but it hasn't come out. They probably assume that I'm gay, but I don't really care. Yeah. It is what it is. If they ask, of course I'm telling them because I'm open about it. But yeah, it's never come out, so I'm not gonna really. When am I gonna tell them? And I don't really. It's not a big thing. That's
what I'm saying. I'm not like. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, some people are. No, I have some friends. I have like some gay friends who are like. Hey. Like, look.
Where's the flag?
Like, right. They are like that. I love them to death.
Yeah.
Do not get me wrong.
Yeah. If you ask, I'll let you know. But
right. If you ask, I'll tell the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, coming out. Oh, my goodness. I came out twice. 1.5. Okay. Because the first time I came out as bi to my mom through the worst possible way. Please don't do this.
Put out paper. Take notes.
My mom.
That's terrible.
After every one of my friends told me you should probably tell her in person, I was like, y'all are right. So let me text her. So I texted her. And she actually initiated the conversation. She was like, "Oh, Z, I just got back from church today, and they were talking about your favorite subject." And I was like, LGBT rights, and she was like, "Yes."
Oh, y'all open about talking about LGBT rights? Okay.
Open to a point.
Okay.
As I will get to in this story. So, I was like, "Oh wow, well, I love that." And she's like, "Well, you know how I feel about that." And I was like, well, I don't really care how you feel about us. And I used the word us, and she was like...
She was basically pissing for it. She was pissing for it. She wanted you to tell her.
She was like, what do you mean, us? I was like, Mom... This was 2015. I was at my cousin's house in Virginia. I was like, I think I'm bi. And she just sent me a bunch of different Bible scriptures.
Oh my God.
She was like, you should read these before you make the decision to come out. Think about what will happen in your life and how this will affect your job. La-di-da-di-da. Slob on my knob. I was like, okay, thank you. And then when I got back home, we talked about it. And I was like, to be honest, I don't care how you feel because at the end of the day, it's me, and I'm gonna be me.
Yeah.
But then, as I realized I wasn't bisexual and I was a lesbian, she kept asking me. She was like, "So my coworker has a daughter who's gay."
That's how she said it.
Yes. She was like, and she wears like a vest with a tie. Are you like her? And I was like, she sounds like a stud. I'm not a stud. And my mom was like, but you are.
Just for your identity.
I was like, I guess I'm like her. I just don't dress like that. And my mom was like, so are you a lesbian now or what? And I was like, sure. I was like, I'm whatever you want me to be, Mom. Whatever.
It's a learning experience for a lot of people, and I understand that. It just comes to a certain point where if you're gonna send me Bible scriptures, that's not your right.
That was part of the reason why I sort of like that, and my family is like from the Caribbean, so they're very. You know.
My mom's side is from Trinidad.
You know, they are very very religious.
Gay Trinidadians.
Yeah.
Trinidadians. I've met a lot of gay Trinidadians. So I'm surprised that it was even an issue.
It's not that big of an issue in Trinidad. It's just they don't talk about it.
That's what it is. They don't talk about it.
They don't talk about it.
It's probably especially not in the family.
My family, okay, I came out to my mom and she was in denial. But over time, she started saying my bi son. I kind of felt accepted, but and then she started telling her side. She was like, should I tell them? And I was like, fine, whatever, it's cool. So she told them. I feel like she told them that I'm gay, but because my uncle was like, have you told your roommate that you're, and he pauses, gay? I'm like, sure, no, I did. Like, I don't really tell people. I don't feel like I have to stop people and be like, I'm bi, because I feel like that's a long conversation.
That's what I'm saying. I don't do that.
Yeah, it's just I'm queer at the end of the day, so it's whatever. But and then she started telling her side of the family, and I think it's cool. They're cool with it. They're Trinidadian, but they're like really chill and cool with it. Yeah, my mom's side is not. It's like it's about 6 of them, and they came to America when they were like really young, so they didn't grow up in Trinidad. So maybe with that, they don't have a negative opinion about homosexuality, but overall they're really cool with it, and we don't really like talk about it. But when situations come up, they're not homophobic at all. They're just cool and chill. So that's my experience coming out and everything like that. And I came out to my father. He was like, so okay. The story was me and my mom was like, we need to call your father. We need to meet up so we can tell him. So we meet up in the parking lot at a mall. In the car. And I was like, I'm bi. And he was like, oh, that's why you called me up here? That is not that serious. I kind of already knew. I was like, okay, cool, bye. And from then on, we never talked about it. That's kind of bad for me because I wish we could like openly talk about it, but we never talked about it after that day. But yeah, and then I came out to my brother's side. It's like my brother and then his cousins, and I call them my cousins as well. And they laughed, and it was funny to me as well because we have that kind of relationship. It's like, oh, you okay? You're the man, you're the guy in a relationship. Conversations like that, but it's funny to me, and we're cool. My family in general is just cool. But
my family about to freak out because I'm gay, and my other cousins are gay too. So we got all the gay genes on our side, bro. What?
I'm the only queer one in the family, so I'm the odd one out.
Which is cool though. It makes everything more comfortable for us.
But DJ, your experience is
I've been waiting to hear this.
So I didn't really get to like choose a time to come out. I was kind of like just well, one time I was just blatantly asked, and the other time I kind of got caught. So with my dad was when I was in high school, probably like sophomore year, and I just happened to be on Skype or something with this guy who was, I guess blatantly flamboyant or whatever. But back then he identified as bisexuality. As bisexual. And mind you, like during that time, I guess, like when I was younger, I didn't really know about bisexuality. Like it was just you're either gay or straight. So that was a whole nother thing you had to battle with. But basically my dad just confronted me and was just like talking about, he just asked if I was gay and I was like, no, I'm not, I'm bi. He basically said there's no such thing. You're gay. You're a disappointment.
We're gonna get into
that. Yeah. So that's and then like, so that was the whole thing, and we just didn't talk about it. He was like, I'm not gonna tell anyone. I don't, basically because I don't want anyone else to know. So he didn't tell my mom. My parents aren't together, so I was just visiting him. But now, like every other year or whenever I go visit him, like right before I leave, he like brings it up. So you still think you like guys? And I'm like, yeah. And then like, and then he gets into the Bible and talks about this.
And you said he wasn't religious at first.
Yeah, he's a newfound Christian. Because when I was younger, he didn't want me to get back. My mom wanted to get me baptized, and he didn't believe in it, so he would not let me get baptized. But now, him and his wife and his other kids have all been baptized, and they go to church every weekend, and they live by the Bible. So he wanted to let me know that I'm making this choice, and I'm gonna have to live with the consequences and the sins and all this. And I just say okay and move on.
That's what you got to do sometimes.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna do it. Like I don't like to deal with the negative. Like I'm not gonna have that in my life. Yeah. So it's just like if we're gonna have to talk, and every time you're gonna have to ask a question, this is not. I won't say it is who I am, but it's not like who I am. So to let this whole thing get in the way of like your son relationship, like it's kind of weird. So I just rather just not talk about it and leave it at that. My mom, I don't know. It was always weird because when I was younger, I think she saw like gay porn on my phone and she asked if I was gay, and I said no. But then like when I was in high school, like it was either, like, I think it was my senior year or like beginning of college. I think I had my first boyfriend.
Okay.
And he was over, and I had asked if he could come over, but she was just like, okay, my friend's coming over. So
she thought it was your friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the whole night I had the door locked and shit, and then that morning I just happened to go to the bathroom. When I came back, I forgot to lock the door. So she came to tell me that she was going to the gym and I needed to watch my little brother. and I was getting head, and
my god!
So she opened the door, closed it, and I got dressed real quick, and I went out there, and she was putting on her shoes, and she was like, she told me I'm going to the gym, watch baby, and left out the door. So
it feels me.
So yeah, that was my that's not it, but okay. So basically, then my boyfriend at the time, we broke up like probably a couple weeks after this. I don't know. But he was like fully dressed by the time I got back, and he left. He was like, I gotta go, I'm scared. I was like, okay, bye. So he left, he walked home. And then my mom came back. I think I was in the shower, and I heard her. So I came out the shower, and she was like leaving out the door again. And I'm like, are you okay? Like, because she still didn't say anything. And she was just like, I just wish you would have told me you were gay. And I was just like, I'm not gay. And she was like, what the fuck? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I'm bisexual. She was like, what does that even mean? You know, because neither one of my parents believe in bisexuality. So it's just like, but I forgot what happened. But basically, I was just like, well, if I want to fuck a guy, I want to fuck a guy. If I want to fuck a girl, I want to fuck a girl. I don't know what you want to call it, but yeah. And like me and my mom are a little closer, so I can kind of just talk to her. Like I didn't say like, but I did say like, you can fuck. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have sex. I'm gonna have yeah. So, but she's been like a lot more accepting of everything, and like you know, I've introduced her to like another guy. Nice. That's weird. Now we don't talk, but like, look, she's been really accepting of like everything. So that's it's good. Like I could see her working around it, but it was a nice little. I see her trying, so
that's good. In my lifetime, only had one relationship. And it was really recently, actually. One. At Pride. That weekend. One weekend. I had a boyfriend for 1 weekend.
I was like, I asked that.
But
a relationship.
Well, we started talking from Tinder from May to probably was June. And then we finally met up that weekend. It was a really good weekend. And then after a month later, we broke up. So.
Was it long distance? Or?
It was. He lived in Washington D.C. So it was kind of long distance because he didn't have a car. I didn't have a car, so it was just relied on texting and talking on the phone. But some people will look at, we'll get into stereotypes, but some people look at that like, oh, you never experienced a girl, so you must be gay. And me personally, I had a lot of crushes when it came to girls, and there's one girl on campus. I'm like, I would try that.
What she look like?
Like there's one girl. There's one girl in my mind that I keep thinking about for some reason. It's like there's always a thought in my mind for girls, and even though I do side with guys more, it's just that thing in my mind that tells me there's that girl over there. There's something about her. It's just That's why I would want to come out to my family as bi, because you never know if you're gonna come with a girl or a guy.
And that was I'm sorry, because you mentioned it. Like that was the funny part about my mom, because she's also caught me with a female. So she caught me with a female first, who was my first girlfriend, and like we went to prom, like we were together for like almost 2 years or something, or off and on. No, I'm sorry. But so it was just like she I felt so bad for her. Like I felt like her brain was just fried, because she already had is like. She knew the girl, like, we've gone on trips. I brought her on trips with the family. My family knew her, like, and they are. But, so it was just weird. I know it was weird for her to walk on that and be like, I don't understand. Because she was like, because if it was a girl over, I would have knocked. But I figured since it was a guy, you know.
Yeah. Y'all friends.
I was like,
y'all supposed to be friends. I wonder how a mom think like what went through her mind when she caught you the first time and the second time, like as a parent catching your child in that act. It's just, and I know that's a whole different conversation, but how? Oh my god!
I've never been caught, but I wouldn't be surprised if they saw something on my computer.
So let's get into the main topic, and that is bisexual stereotypes. Okay. Stereotypes on bisexuality. So Zen, have you got some?
Well, I know a couple of like bisexual stereotypes, like specifically for men. There's the one that is like, oh, like, and we've already talked about this, you're not bi, you're just gay, and you don't know it. Or there's the one that you're just greedy or promiscuous.
I hear that a lot.
And I'm like, how
I hear that a lot.
does that?
No, I've heard it from my friends. So like I've heard greedy. Mm-hmm. I've also heard selfish.
Oh,
wow.
What's the selfish part about?
Well, how it's explained to me is that if you're with a girl, you should be giving your all to that girl. Or if you're with a guy, you should be giving your all.
They feel like because you're bi, you're giving them half of you. Yeah.
And that's the craziest shit.
That's wild. Yeah. Wow. Well, I've been asked multiple times, how do you know you're bi? That's the question. How do you know you're bi? And I just asked the person, how do you know you're straight? Like, you just, if they can answer that, then I'll answer that question for you. A stereotype I just thought about is some people think we are attracted to everybody. Everybody. And so we have a type. We don't like everybody.
Person, right?
Yeah.
Fucking aliens. Like, I like this type of girl. I like this type of guy.
Right. And like if you come out to your friend, they be like, "Do you like me?" And that's for gays too. I hope you don't like me. Like,
I've never experienced that with my friends because we're all sort of like sisters, so none of them have ever been like, "Have you ever liked me?" We would both literally throw up. We'd be like, "Bah."
My best friend in high school, when I came out to him, he was like, "Do you like me? I hope you don't like me." No, I don't like you. Like, you're my best friend. I just wanted to come out to you and let you know.
Most of my friends have honestly been cool, but I think that's because I'm not gonna say picky about my friends, but like I think I have good choice in choosing people, like decent quality people. So like that was never an issue like with my real friends that were straight when I came out to them. So like I had plenty of other issues, and I was like, it wasn't because I was bi. Like, some of them were linked to it, but I was like that was not the issues that I was having with my friends because of my sexuality.
My female friends were curious. They were curious about what it looks like.
What it looked like.
See, that
you know what I mean? I was younger. Like if you're with a guy, you know what I'm saying, or if you're with a guy and a girl, like my female friends are more like, well, fuck, I would try it just to see you in the act of being with another guy.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Like that fucking curious. Like it's kind of freaky, right?
Like my ex-girlfriend, she knew I was bisexual, and like she was really cool about it too. That's why I really fuck with her. Like we were able to talk about stuff like that, and like of course she had questions about like shit. I had questions. This was when I was in high school. I wasn't really fully know what the fuck I was getting into. Yeah. So, but like it was cool just having someone like again like you can talk to and just be open and transparent with. So
yeah. Did you ever think you were fucking up? Like for me, like years ago, like the way people explain it, because the stereotype. Well, you just don't know. Like, you should be gay, or you should. So I was thinking in my head, like, well, just a phase. Maybe I shouldn't be bi. I should probably just pick one.
I think about that all the time. And because people see me and they like, oh, he seems femme. I'm not. I mean, I wouldn't consider myself femme, but I mean, I have feminine tendencies. But people look at me like, oh, he must be gay. He thinks he's just covering up. That's another stereotype. They're just covering up what they are. They're really gay. No, bisexuality is not a look. There's no look for bisexuality. You know, some people will say lesbians look a certain way and gays look a certain way. Bisexuality, how do bisexuals look? Like, there's no look for bisexuality. So
very mysterious.
Yeah,
you really don't know.
Yeah. That's why we need a lot of bisexual figures in social media and movies, so other people who are outside can understand that bisexuality there's no look to it. That you can look straight and still be bisexual. You know.
Right. I think the most that I've seen is in the American Horror Story.
Yeah.
Where it's been like full, like frontal, like this.
Literally frontal.
That's true. I don't see that.
Another stereotype: bisexuals are very promiscuous.
I am. I like fucking a lot.
But is that not?
But I think that could go towards anybody.
I'm about to say people. I'm not gonna say like all bi people are promiscuous. I know a lot of straight people who fucking more people than me. So I'm like, what does that mean? We're promiscuous.
Yeah, because we think we like both genders, like we like a lot of people. It's like, I guess we're attracted to a lot of people and we sexualize with a lot of people. I don't know. I don't know.
I actually agree with it though. Like for me, like that's been the point.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess I understand it, because if you're straight or if you're straight or gay, out of the 100, you only get 50 or 50.
Yeah.
Right? We got the whole 100 to choose from. I mean, I guess not counting people who aren't, but we got the whole thing. So y'all like, well, we just got more options. I feel like if that's what you mean by promiscuous. Yes, we have more options than y'all. So, but that's y'all. I think
that more like gay people and lesbians probably are like really get into like relationships. It's not as promiscuous as bisexuality. Like,
what do you think?
I disagree with that because that I know.
We got started in the group chat. I mean,
the lesbians that I have known have been so promiscuous, but I guess it's not talked about because I don't know. Maybe people think that only bisexual people can be promiscuous and have lots of sex.
I feel like the whole LGBT,
I don't think that exactly
community is seen as promiscuous and all about
They
sex.
Already think we're kinky.
Because people are also focused on like who we fucking. They're like, we don't have another side. I'm like, yes, we fuck, but we still have all the other same relationship shit that straight and.
See, me personally, I'm looking for a relationship personally. And I don't know how I'm looking for a relationship. I mean, if you wanna holler at me,
hit me up. Hello.
Let me know. But I'm looking for a relationship, so I don't know if I would fit in that category. I mean, I'm open to things with people, but I'm looking for a relationship. Huh?
Have you done threesomes? Like,
no. One person. I only done one person. Lord Jesus. Let's not get into numbers. Because bisexuals, the numbers go ×2 because men and women. Triple. Any other stereotypes we can think about?
The cheating one. That bisexuals are cheaters and they're gonna cheat on you.
Oh my god. And I know there's a lot of gay people who are listening and they like...
True, they do cheat. That's why I don't date bisexuals.
There's a lot of people like that. Like, any experiences on that?
I would cheat.
What?
You're not helping.
But no, I want to hear this.
Go ahead.
No, like some stereotypes were wrong.
I want to hear this.
But like for one, like because I like my experiences are at parties. Like that's what I do. So like if I was in a relationship with a guy and I go out and this guy and girl come up to me and they say, hey, let's fuck. I'm not going to want to say no.
But if you're in a relationship, would you still?
It would have to be a very good
like
one.
A polyamory. So would you say you're into like polyamory?
Yeah.
Which is
right. So
like an open relationship or having more than one partner.
Yeah. Explain what explain what that is.
Polyamory is like being able to love more than one person or be with more than one person. So like you could have your primary partner and then have like a secondary partner, tertiary, how many people, like, because if you're in an open relationship or if you're polyamorous, then technically it's not cheating because you would be disclosing, like, I'm with you, but I'm also going to be with this person, or if I meet someone here, then we're probably going to do something.
Exactly.
But it would be like a respect thing. So it would be like, I'm in a relationship with this girl, I'm in a relationship with this guy, have you guys meet, you know what I'm saying? We'll talk it out, stuff like that. Like, it will be a respect thing.
Yeah. I wouldn't expect
I take it back, I wouldn't cheat.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect you to be with a guy with someone and then you go and cheat on him. So he's not a cheater. We're back to bisexuals not being cheaters.
I am open to an open relationship. That'd be great.
Yeah, and I think everyone is. It comes down to everyone is different. Not all bisexuals are the same. Some people are cheaters, but that's not because they're bisexual. That's because they're not a good person. So
there's another stereotype
yeah
that says bisexuals are scared of commitment.
I'm not. If you want a real relationship, let me know. Call me up. Like I'm not scared of commitment. Like I'm ready to settle. I mean,
Relax.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm more of a hopeless romantic. I want something real, you know. No, I'm not. How about you guys?
I wouldn't say I'm scared of commitment. I just haven't found a person that I would fully commit myself to.
Are you scared of commitment, Brian?
Scared of commitment?
Yeah. Are you scared?
No, I think now that we kind of talked it out.
We gave you some perspective.
Yes, that's
okay.
Absolutely. I feel that I've been with girls. I'm saying I haven't dated a guy. I've been with girls and guys at the same time. But yeah, my next step would be to actually find a girl, find a guy, and to see if we could do this whole thing together.
A trouble?
What?
A trouble.
A trouble.
A three-way couple.
Do you talk to people like single? You've only talked about threesomes this whole time. Do you have have you ever do you have sex with just a guy and just a girl, or do you really want both of them to be at the same time?
That's what I'm saying. So my first experience with bisexuality was with both.
Okay.
And for me, it's just been great every time.
I understand. Yeah. Okay.
So have it just been me and a guy in a room together? No.
Okay.
It hasn't. But the
girl
not even a girl.
So you would see yourself in the future being in a relationship with two people, a couple.
Yep.
Okay. And of course, we don't have marriages that go like that in America. But if there was, you would marry two.
Marriage is a strong word.
Commitment, like in a relationship, that's cool.
Yeah,
but when no married babies and all
that. Okay.
Okay. Later.
Okay. What's the next one?
This one's interesting. Bisexuals are only attracted to binary genders, which would mean like male, female, and I'm assuming in this context they're talking about like cisgender men, cisgender women.
So if I do, does that mean I'm?
And this is where it gets confusing because pansexual would slightly overlap with that.
Because it's like everything. Not everything. You know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
The thing is, bisexuality is two genders, so you can be attracted to men and transgender men. That's two. Or you can be attracted to women and transgender women. It's two, but pansexuality is many.
And I think pansexuality also includes like gender non-conforming or someone who's like agender, someone who doesn't identify with gender at all.
It has nothing to do with gender. It has everything to do with if it's how many genders you're attracted to. So bisexual, most people think men and women only, so that's two. But if you're attracted to men, women, transgender men, then you'll be pansexual. But if you're attracted to men, transgender men, then you'll be bisexual because it's two. That's the way it comes.
There was like a really good definition. I forgot where it came from, but someone described bisexuality as being attracted to your own gender and another. Okay. So that's two, your own and some other gender.
I think it just had to be two. I think that's what it is.
It gets confusing sometimes because all the terms like overlap, and then you'll be like, "What?"
But yeah, pansexuality, any all. If it's more than two, then if you want to put a label on it, put a label on it. Me, I don't. If you want to put a label on it, whatever.
I have a lot of friends, like gay friends, who are like, I need to put a label on it.
Yeah, it's for everyone to understand who I am. I just have to put a label on it. That's what some people think. I'm just sexually fluid. That's what I consider myself. But if you want to put a label on it, then call me bi, call me gay, whatever. It is what it is. But yeah.
So the last one they have here is bi erasure is a myth.
Bi erasure?
Have y'all ever heard of bi erasure?
No.
Wow.
What's
when
biracial?
when I said I was bisexual, I knew what that was. So bi erasure is basically exactly what it sounds like, the erasing of bisexuals. So you know how people will say, well, you're either gay or straight. There's no such thing as bisexuals. You see it in a show like Orange is the New Black because the character Piper, even though she's been with both men and women, she never says like I'm bisexual. She'll try to say, oh, I'm gay now, or I'm still straight.
That's in a lot of movies and TV shows. For example, Arrow. There's a character named I think Sarah Lance. I think that's her name. I got confused with her sister, but she's Black Canary on the show, and she dated Oliver, who's Arrow, and then over time she started dating women, and they never really said she's bi. She just started saying I'm with girls now. So that's something that's kind of similar to that. We will be back after the break.
Are back. You're listening to ZEN The Podcast, and we have guests here, DJ and Brian. And our theme, of course, is bisexuality.
Yes, and it is time to play this game we call Bi or Not Bi. Zen is gonna name Zen's gonna name a few celebrities, and we're gonna say if they're bi or not.
Okay, y'all ready? Okay. The first one is gonna be really easy. Okay. Angelina Jolie.
Bye.
Not bi. I don't know. What? Angie?
Okay, bye.
Yes. We have two bis and one Angie question mark.
Why would she be bi?
It's Angie.
What screams bi about her?
Have y'all seen the movie Gia?
I actually
no, I haven't though.
I don't know.
Okay, I actually know because I researched it. She is bi.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, she is. I researched it.
Girl, she need to come out.
Well, she did. She talked openly about her bisexuality.
Maybe I didn't know
I
you said like
Jada?
Jada Smith? I don't know. Is she? I don't know.
She's definitely bi.
Okay.
Next.
The next person is Eddie Murphy.
Not bi.
Gay.
In
the closet.
So we have two non-bis.
No, not bi.
Not bi.
Take that out.
Not bi.
Alright. So on the website it said that he was not bi.
Okay.
Even though he was caught with, well, I don't know if that would categorize as bisexual. He was caught with like a transsexual prostitute.
Oh.
But regardless, he does not classify himself as bisexual.
Okay. You said Murphy.
See, y'all got stories behind this. Y'all, I ain't know these stories.
I looked
Y'all got facts.
early in the morning. Let's do the next one. Ezra Miller. For those who don't know who he is, he played the what is that called in Harry Potter?
How are you supposed to know?
He played in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them as the obscure.
As a Bill. Oh, he's Flash from
Yes, from the Justice League.
I'm a facial person, like I recognize faces more than names. I recognize faces over names.
You know today.
Keep that.
I got a bad memory. I remember faces more than I remember names.
You heard it here first.
Wow. Wow.
Oh my god. on.
No, I know.
He's bi.
In my eyes, he's Flash.
Yeah. Yeah, he's Flash in Justice League, yeah.
So we have
He's really good looking.
a not bi, Sergio.
I say bi.
Bi.
I read something
and
about
DJ,
him.
you said bi.
What you read?
He is actually queer.
See,
so,
okay.
for all intents and purposes.
Somewhere. He's good looking.
He said he doesn't really believe in labels, but he knows he's not gay, but he does identify as queer.
Okay.
I read something about that. I was like, is he bi? I forgot. Okay.
If y'all don't know this one, be sad.
Okay.
Sarah Paulson.
Bye.
Sarah Palin?
Sarah Palin.
Think American Horror Story.
Oh, yeah.
I know who that is.
Nope, she's not.
No.
Nope.
No. Not bi.
No.
So we have 2 not bi.
Yeah, no, but I haven't seen her
3 not bi.
in.
Wow,
Come
she
on now,
is bi.
Are you serious?
Yes,
She's bi?
dead ass. She's actually, I don't know if she's married. That's her partner or wife. I can't remember if they got married or not.
In the last,
they got married.
have you guys seen American
I don't
Horror
know.
Story?
Mm-hmm. Oh, the recent episode?
Recent.
No.
Okay.
I thought she was a lesbian. That's why I said not bi.
Oh no, not the recent one.
That's why this is a trap.
The cult.
Yeah. Nope.
Well, in the cult, she was with a girl.
Oh yeah. Wasn't that the one? No, that's not. She was married to a woman in the one with Donald Trump one.
That's it. That's the cult.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she was with a girl in that. So
yeah. I thought she was lesbian. Oh wow. Okay. She is
Okay.
bi. Okay.
So Tim Curry.
Curry.
You should know Sergio because we love Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh yeah.
He plays Dr. Frankenfurter.
Oh yeah, and he's Pennywise.
Yeah.
He is.
Straight boy, really good actor.
Not bi.
Not bi.
Okay,
Not
that's
bi.
correct. He is not bi. He actually identifies as straight.
You'll be surprised because
He killed that.
yes,
I was
Rocky
a
Horror
little
Picture
bit
Show.
turned on by that. I was like,
That's what Halloween.
oh yeah, that's my Halloween look.
Mhm.
Stay tuned. But
Okay.
let's go with Grace Jones.
Grace Jones. Ooh, that's a hard one.
No, she's bi.
I don't know what she is, but I don't think she's
Not bi. Not bi. I know she's not gay. Not bi. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't know what she is. I don't think. I'm gonna say not bi.
Not bi.
She's not bi.
That is incorrect.
Ah.
She actually, yes, she identifies as bisexual.
See, y'all made me change
Oh
my
wow.
answer. I was like, I'm
Who's she dating? Who's she done?
I mean, she said that she's had relationships.
Come on now, she
probably lying.
She look bi now. I'm looking at more pictures.
Spouse
She look-
Atilia.
That's all.
Oh, that's a guy. Never mind. Okay.
She's really tall.
She's been married
and
to
she's
men.
Jamaican. Sir Patrick Stewart.
I thought she was gonna say my name.
Sergio.
I don't know about him.
Bi or bi? I mean, or not.
I don't know about that one. What's his name?
Sir Patrick Stewart.
Sir
Professor X from the
Oh.
original.
He's gay.
He's
Come
gay.
on, Addis. He's gay.
Yeah, he's gay.
Yeah, no, I'm not bi.
As we see him kissing this man.
You know he's kissing? That's Ian McKellen.
I don't know who that is.
Is
Magneto.
that Magneto?
Oh wow, are they both gay together?
That'd
Well,
be so
Ian
weird.
McKellen actually identifies as gay, but Patrick Stewart is straight.
Wow.
Really?
He's like, no homo after this kiss.
I hate no homo.
No homo
I
after
don't
this
like
kiss.
I'd hate
I
that.
hate no homo because people be saying it for the dumbest reasons.
Right.
I'm like, that's not even gay. What does that mean? Like,
All right, this one y'all may know. Azalea Banks.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, I didn't, you know.
Three ways.
Josephine Baker. Let's see if y'all know Black history.
Mm.
Oh God.
He is.
Since she said it like that, she probably is. I can't spell.
Josephine. How do you spell Josephine?
Joseph.
Joseph.
She was bi.
She's probably bi.
She's lesbian. She was getting the goodies.
She was bisexual.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of women back then were.
I thought I saw a movie with her and this girl.
The next one is Megan Fox.
Oh, bi.
She's straight.
Not bi.
Oh, she's straight.
So we have 1 bi and 2 not bi.
Yeah, Jennifer's Body was a good movie.
I mean, she got a wonderful.
I think she's bi.
She identifies as bisexual.
Okay.
But she said that she could never date a bisexual girl because she would be afraid that they would cheat on her.
Oh my gosh. How are you going to discriminate against your own people?
So could she date a bisexual man?
I don't know. That's just what she said.
How are you going to discriminate against your own people?
I thought it was a poor argument, but you know.
I mean, I know bi girls that said the same thing actually. So
what?
Like they wouldn't be with bi guys.
All right. James Corden.
James Corden.
No.
I don't know if y'all have seen Into the Woods, but he.
I have seen. Oh.
He's gay.
Nah.
Not bi.
Not bi. We can't.
Not bi.
I thought he was gay.
I'm gonna say not bi.
He is not bi.
I'm about to say
he has a whole wife.
Yeah, I'm about to say, don't he have a daughter or something? Like,
that don't mean nothing.
Yeah, we nothing, but
like, nah.
All right. Drew Barrymore.
Bi.
Drew Barrymore.
That's the song.
She's bi.
She's bi.
Bi. Yeah, she's bisexual.
Very common.
Oh, this one was interesting. Mama June Shannon.
Mama June, that sounds like her name should be on a barbecue sauce. Mama June, what's her last name?
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Who that? I can't see.
It's from
Ain't that girl's mother?
Yeah. Honey Boo Boo.
Why don't you just say that? Honey Boo Boo's mother. I mean, she lost a lot of weight. Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, sis could be. Look.
She's not. Nah.
So we have a not bi.
I mean, in the South, they do some stuff in the South.
Bi.
I mean,
I'm gonna see it.
Not bi.
They do some stuff in the South.
She identifies as bisexual.
What?
She says she's had relationships with men and women.
Was her sister?
Yeah.
Hey.
Was her sister?
She did lose a lot of weight. That's crazy.
Yeah.
These pictures too.
Goals.
Okay, let's go with Alan Cumming.
Alan.
I knew.
Alan
like the
Cumming. I know he's not straight.
Bisexual.
Not bi.
Not bi.
Really good actor.
Not bi.
Gay, not bi.
DJ.
No, like when y'all say not bi.
We didn't
Are y'all saying gay or
DJ
straight?
first.
I was saying gay, but
You
I'm
can
just
say-
saying in my
you can
head,
say
but
gay
it's,
too.
It's not bi.
Not bi.
Not bi.
He identifies as bisexual.
See, why y'all change? I think
Y'all
actors
actors,
a little.
they just say that.
The next one is Anna Paquin. You may know her from True Blood.
Yeah,
at Sookie Stackhouse.
She's bi. She's bi, and she's in X-Men as Rogue.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She's bi.
She is bisexual.
She looks good. She's bi. I like her.
She's the one that can't touch nobody.
Yeah.
Oh, poor baby.
Beyonce.
Not bi. What?
Lesbian.
She is just
Yeah. She's just using him.
Yeah, she's not bi.
not bi.
Michael Stipe.
That sounds like an old white man.
I mean, he
Michael,
I don't know if y'all listen to any alternative.
Michael
music.
Stripe?
Stipe.
Okay.
I do. What band is he from?
REM. So he did
Ooh,
the song
man.
"It's the End of the World"
Who is that?
as we know it.
Not bi.
Bi.
You're chocolate?
He's in a band. Bi. You said I'm attracted to him. No.
I thought I heard
said,
your voice.
No, I said, who is this?
See, that's how I took it. Like, what is this?
No.
I think like, okay.
Oh, I need some.
Their band was really popular back in the day. But so we have a not.
I say bi.
You said bi.
Yeah.
I said not.
You said not bi, and okay, yes, he's bi.
Okay.
And he struggled with that for a long time.
Struggle. That's an interesting word.
Yeah.
That's an interesting choice.
I mean, back then I would consider it as a struggle. Yeah.
Yes, very much.
And you said band, so
yeah.
that raised an eyebrow. He's in
An
a band.
eyebrow. Okay, this is gonna be the last one,
Okay.
and it is Billy Joel Armstrong.
Bye.
Billy Joel?
Bye. Like, I
Billy
read that.
Joel Armstrong from Green Day. He's
Yeah.
the lead singer.
He's bi.
Bye.
Yes, he is bisexual.
Like, I read that one. One interesting celebrity that people don't really know, Lady Gaga.
Definitely bi. People didn't know.
Like, people don't know her sexuality because she's all over the place. One minute she says she's bi, then and then she was on RuPaul's Drag Race say that she's not part of the LGBT community. She just supports it.
Yeah, I feel like that's what she was doing because back, what is it, like Born This Way days, like.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she was just trying to use her platform to like talk about it. Like it doesn't matter, but like that because that's her style too.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that
No,
she has
but
to
we
be
like uplifted her career with all.
That don't mean she gotta be bi. I mean,
well, she was in her music videos. For example, I think Paparazzi, where she was kissing women. Poker Face, it was about having an affair with a girl. So she at one point kind of came out as bi, but.
Well, Nicki
Years
Minaj
later,
did that too, because I
Nicki
think
Minaj.
when Nicki Minaj first started, she had said she was bisexual. Then she came out years later saying, "Oh, by the way, I'm not bi. I just used that for my platform."
Wow.
Yeah,
I heard Nicki says certain shit in her songs, but I think she just does.
But yeah, she says that.
They do a bunch of like Rico Nasty. She had said something like, "Watch me eat her like a Klondike," and I'm up here like, "Hello, are you?"
Slides and DMs.
Right. I was like,
Oh, great.
so.
No, I think Nicki did that for attention.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised about Lady Gaga. I did not know that she was saying like, "Oh well, I don't."
Yeah.
I'm not part.
In RuPaul Drag Race, season 9, she was like, they was like, "Are you part of the LGBT community, or are you just supporting?" She's like, "No, I'm just supporting. Just as an ally. But I really support you guys." And I was shocked. I was like, "I thought she was bi, girl."
Yeah, I thought she was more into like the this is me, but don't live with me.
Yeah.
Learn something
No,
new
she's an
every
ally.
day.
But I mean, you can be an ally and still believe on that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I love Lady Gaga. I mean,
That's why I love her. That's what
I
I'm
love
saying.
her. Whether she's bi or not, but yeah. But we'll be back after the break.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to ZEN The Podcast, and we have our guests DJ and Brian.
Yes.
And
the bi guys.
the bi guys. And now it's time for us to actually say bye because we have come to the end of this episode.
But don't worry, we will be back next week with new things to talk about. So make sure you follow us on Instagram at ZEN The Podcast. And make sure you turn our notifications on.
And subscribe.
Yes, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You just put it up like we have,
yeah.
like we have the sign right here. And make sure you turn our notifications on so you'll be notified when our next episode is released. So yeah.
So thank you guys for listening, and thank you guys for being on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Yes. So bye guys, we gotta say
guys.
bye. Bye guys, we gotta say bye guys. So bye.
Bye.
Guys.